Hello, this is the ErCheesy Show here on YouTube. This is my new channel, the ErCheesy Show. I'm going to be talking about a few things. I'm going to talk about a lot today, since this is my the first episode and edition of that. Let me talk about the broken Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, or Brother Nero. Talk about a few things in pro wrestling. And talk about the February 20th edition. The February 20th, 2017 edition of Monday Night Raw. The first 40 seconds on YouTube, they had a little bit of the footage of Roman Reigns versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they used to be part of the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling with AJ Styles, but they're known as the club in WWE, just them two. But anyways, about the 39th second of that, I noticed whenever Roman Reigns was getting them out of the ring, or I don't know, the first 39, the first 39 to 40 seconds, I saw a delete Roman sign, and the thing is, this is a WWE Monday Night Raw show, and you never really see anyone with a sign of any other wrestlers who are signed or contracted with TNA, and there's a delete Roman sign, and it's a pretty funny thing, but because broken Matt Hardy signed with TNA Wrestling, and the delete gimmick was, started in TNA, it's pretty crazy, and I also noticed, on the same edition of Raw, the February 20th edition, 2017, the February 20th, 2017 edition of Monday Night Raw, it was also another match that same night. It was Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Sheamus and Cesaro, Antonio Cesaro, Anyways, after the match, sometime during the match, I think it's like 2 minutes and 7 seconds, the sign was getting picked up, or 206, you'll see it around 209 or so. You see right behind Enzo, and then as seconds keep going by, it's in between Enzo and Kaz. You'll see the same sign that says delete Roman right behind Enzo and Kaz from the 2 minutes and 6 seconds or 7 seconds. The sign's getting picked up, and you can see it, all the way to 2:11 or 14. You'll see that delete Roman sign, which is a sign from current TNA wrestler broken Matt Hardy. He signed with TNA, and you can see the broken Matt Hardy sign in the audience, at a WWE Monday Night Raw show at the February 20th 2017 edition of Monday Night Raw. But yeah, it's pretty crazy though. You never see, in a WWE arena, on a WWE show live, maybe a lot of
house shows, but
on a live WWE show, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, you never see, even at ECW, whenever WWE owned it, ECW, you never see it, rarely that much. You don't see a TNA sign. Well, I never have on TV, I don't think, but yeah, there was a broken Matt Hardy sign in a WWE Monday Night Raw event at the February 20th 2017 edition of Monday Night Raw. Yeah, and it's pretty neat though, because broken Matt Hardy at this time, it was last week, he was still signed with TNA Wrestling, and he was on the show Impact Wrestling, their brand, like Raw, SmackDown, WWE has, and Ring of Honor. Well, they don't really have a brand, their own company. Their company name, just like ECW, is the brand, they use. They don't really have a brand, but they just use the company name as the brand, it's company brand name, I'm not gonna get into all that, but it's pretty neat though. But yeah, some people would be speculating and thinking he's gonna be signed with WWE. He already would be. Some people may think that right now, but no. I would have done this show last week, but I didn't get to. I was busy and stuff, and I just didn't get the time to do it, and I just really it wasn't I just didn't feel like doing a show at the time. But anyways, I'm doing it today, but it's maybe be a little bit late because of this. I'm gonna say in a minute, but I'm gonna say it right now, but the thing is though, they ain't signed with the WWE right now. They ain't signed with the WWE right now, and they're not gonna sign either. But well, not yet, anyways. They're gonna sign. They just signed with Ring of Honor. They signed with Ring of Honor Wrestling sometime this month, this week. Their contracts ran out on February 28th, and they just beat they beat Ring of Honor's I believe one of their pay-per-view shows, and they beat the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. That's pretty neat though for the Hardys. They were on their expedition of gold in TNA. And there were some contract disputes, or not disputes, but like they couldn't get real good negotiations. And I've been watching shows like the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. They talk about a lot of that, and Wrestle Talk News. But yeah, they couldn't get creative freedom. They couldn't get real good creative freedom in their contracts again, because remember, TNA, it's not being run by the same, Dixie Carter, she sold some of her shareholds, but I think she owns a little percentage of the company, But yeah, Anthem is running TNA now, and there's going to be a lot of changes though. And the thing is, there's this thing now, it's going to mess over a lot of wrestlers there. Now, where the wrestlers, they're saying how they get paid for 12 shows, they get paid for 12 shows a week. Now they're only going to get paid for 4. I think it goes like this, like they're going to get like 2/3 of their money taken away, but I don't know how they get paid really, but I don't know. But remember, TNA does a lot of tapings. I know in 2006 they would tape all their shows in 1 month. I think they're still kind of doing it like that, but yeah, they tape them still. And TNA Wrestling, their show Impact Wrestling ain't live right now, so you know how it is. It ain't a live show right now. Impact Wrestling, TNA's brand show, their flagship show. So yeah, you know how it is. They're showing it live right now, but they do them ahead of time, But yeah, and they never lost the TNA World Tag Team Championships, They tried to do it where they made a deal with Anthem. Not make a deal, but they wanted to try to go on and lose the Tag Team Championships. They wanted to be on TV and lose the titles without being under contract, A lot of wrestlers have done that, like in the 90s, and even back then, like I think the Ultimate Warrior. No. Who was it? No. Who was it? I think it was Lex Luger. I think Lex Luger was he ran out. His WWE contract expired in the WWF back in the 90s, and he was under contract for a little bit, I heard. Yeah, I think it's Lex Luther. It maybe must have been Mr. Perfect, but it must have been Mr. Perfect, but anyways, yeah, he was it was one of them. I think it might have been Lex Luger. He was his contract expired, and yeah, he was still wrestling for Vince because Vince McMahon wanted him. And yeah, he was doing it. He did a few shows. I believe, as a free agent on TV. But instead, he ended up going to WCW though. After a little bit of doing that, I don't know how many shows he did, but But yeah, this was on TV though. But yeah, he was a free agent. And Broken Matt Hardy, and Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy. Here their deal at Ring of Honor is pretty short term, so. They might not be there for a year or so. And, they might be here for WrestleMania. In WWE, I don't know if it's going to be before, after WrestleMania, or during WrestleMania weekend, before WrestleMania. I don't know. I know it's going to be a little bit after. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit after WrestleMania, but Broken Hardy's, Broken Matt Hardy, Brother Nero, Jeff, they might be coming back to the WWE, but yeah, we'll just see how that goes. They're at Ring of Honor, and it just won the Ring of Honor ROH World Tag Team Championship, so we'll have to see how that goes as their expedition of gold continues. We'll see how that goes, and they, congratulations to them. They beat the Young Bucks, or should I say the Bucks of Youth, or at Ring of Honor. Or in Ring of Honor at their pay-per-view, But yeah, Well, this is the ErDoodles show, and this is done right now. You know, I would talk more about other stuff, but I didn't really write that much stuff down. But if you want to find out more, you can watch the Wrestle Talk, you know, and find some other wrestling news, you know, on YouTube, or you can go to Patreon. You know, some of it you got to pay, you know, like do a subscription and stuff. I don't know too much about it, but I heard Don Tony and Kevin Castle talk about it. They know a lot more about that, and so does Ollie Davis from the Wrestle Talk News on YouTube, and he's got a Patreon account. You know, you could check that out if you want to subscribe to any of them on Wrestle Talk News or any other wrestling outlets out there, you know, to find out more wrestling news. Oh, yeah, I want to add one more thing. Ryback, there's rumors of him. He might be going back to, he might come back to wrestling, but he might go to TNA, though. So watching somebody's YouTube video, he might go to, they're talking about, they're saying, well, it's just rumors for now, I don't know, but he might be going to TNA wrestling, but on Impact Wrestling. And, you know, I remember last year when he left WWE, he put a tweet teasing that he might be going to Impact Wrestling. You know, TNA Wrestling's a flagship show as a Ryborg, because, you know, it's TNA Wrestling, and he can't use that name, and he can't use that name in TNA because he's a WWE wrestler, or that's a WWE owned name. You know, I think WWE owns the rights to that name. You know, even though it's Ryback's name in WWE, you know, he might have to use a different one in TNA as Ryborg, you know. But you know, I hear Mike Bennett, he ain't staying with TNA no more. That's the rumors I hear. And you know, I hear Mike Bennett signed another 1-year contract or so with TNA Wrestling, but and then I hear that Mike Bennett signed another year contract with TNA Wrestling, and I think I heard that he's already gonna be leaving TNA because of the money thing, the contract things, where they're only gonna get paid for 4 shows. They're gonna get paid for 4 shows instead of 12. You know, instead of 12. You know, it's ridiculous, but I don't blame Mike Bennett if he leaves. But man, Mike Bennett, you know, he was a real good wrestler, man. He's still good. He's real good. He's entertaining. He's real good at wrestling, you know. But, you know, it would be sad to see Mike Bennett leave TNA. Maybe he should change the Miracle thing. I have a few problems with the Miracle thing, and broken my heart. I have a lot of problems with his gimmick, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Might get into that in the future, but, you know. But, yeah. But a lot of people I saw on some of these videos from Wrestle Talk News, I didn't watch them yet, but a lot of guys are going to be coming back to TNA, you know. A lot of former TNA wrestlers' talent, you know. We'll just see what happens in the future and on this week's Impact, and, you know, the Impacts to come, you know. All right, this is ErCheesy. This is ErDoodles on the ErDoodles show. Thank you very much.